Well, hello and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Andy Nichols here from the Two Legs and Hands Across the Water and Backwards Traveler podcast. Yes, I said three. Happy to be back here on the Sunday Two Legs show with the Sunday fam. It's been a while. I did go live 2 weeks ago, but that was on Hands, and now we're back on Two Legs with the Sunday fam. I want to thank you all who came over to the Hands show, and now we're back here on the Two Legs. And wow, we've got everybody here. And it's nice, again, to break up the lives and not do them every week, Yes, it's all the best. James, I swear, I think I made like 3 T-shirt changes based on your style. James Martinez, he of the full album art T-shirt guru. I've got to say hello to everybody because it's been a while. Wow. James Martinez, Joe Mantaneo, Mike Wall Jasper, hello. Let the Wings Fun Club begin. Indeed, as you saw my thumbnail, it is all about the Wings time right now. Absolutely. Lynn, good morning. Hi. Tony D, hello. Mr. Burley, 2 tickets on the floor, Section 4 MPL, no fees. Where's that at? Good morning. Thank you for anxiously waiting, Tony. That's very kind of you. Santa Barbara, we'll get to that. We will get to that. I'm not, but I know somebody who I think is. Sorry to hear that. Sorry, man. James, did you lock in Tulsa yet? Paul should open with the TNK. Okay. Jason, hello. Jackson, hello. The MVP, hello. And the MBT. We've got MVP and we've got MBT. Mrs. Beatle Tone. Hello, darling. Hope your weekend was good. Looks like a lot of fun there you guys had. Yep. Okay. A lot of people are like, what's with the glasses? My doctor said, these are not prescribed glasses. They're like those, screen reduction blue light glasses. My doctor said you just pick them up because, and I think it's the truth, a lot of us are on screens all the time, and it's kind of causing me headaches a little bit. So I've been wearing them for 2 days, and I really feel a lot better. So if you're going to spend all that time on a screen, you should invest. It's like $20 on Amazon. So my doctor said to go get them. So they are not Beatle frames, but they do make a difference. All the glare and stuff. I mean, let's face it, we live our life on these things: screens, computers, tablets, what have you. Minnesota, I'll see you there. I'll be there. That's show number 2, and we'll get to all that. It's in the description of this live video. It is on there. Hello, Christian. Thank you for subbing to my own channel, Backwards Traveler. I saw your comment on there. And a big thank you to Beatle Tone, who's here, because he plugged my channel too. I'm really, really appreciative of that, and his wife, Mrs. Beatle Tone, for supporting that. And we'll talk about that today too. Thank you. All the best, baby. All the best, with the kind of like Paul McCartney Egypt Station wording on the back. So we're going to do also like a live unboxing today too, because as you can see here to my left, I am now the proud owner of Power to the People. And a big thank you to the John Lennon estate, particularly Simon Hilton, for that. Wow. The first one I've ever gotten. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. Everybody's unboxed it. Joe's unboxed it. Tony gave a really, really comprehensive review. Tony's been on fire with his videos lately because he said he was going to take a break, and then he dropped video after video because the news kept breaking. So if you want to see a really full, comprehensive review of the sound quality of Power to the People, that box set, go check out Tony's video because it's really good. It's a long one, but it's comprehensive and thorough, and that's the best way to really review the contents of a box. And Tony does it, better than anybody. So check his video out for that. Fab 4 Radio. Okay. You did not lock in Tulsa yet. All right. You got the 2 back to the egg tees. I have a partial refund on one because the print was a bit patchy on the yellow one. We're going to talk about that because I think there's a little bit of controversy about those shirts. Palm Springs in a week. Serge is going. Being a Paul fan, you should have glasses. Glasses, like the song, right? On McCartney. Susan Gagney. Good morning. Good afternoon. Absolutely. All the Best was my first compilation. Yeah, absolutely. That was for me. And I still think it probably remains the best one because it's, gives you the best of the Wings and his solo stuff. And the only version of All the Best, the UK one. That is the one to have, of course, because it's got We All Stand Together on it. Right. So a lot to go over today. I didn't even have time to actually make trivia questions. So unfortunately, we're going back to Trivial Pursuit Yank Edition. Sorry about that. But I've been so swamped with everything, producing shows, working on stuff, work. I haven't even had time to just make, Mac a specific trivia. So we'll just, have a good fist of, 10 or 15 questions at the end of it before we call it a day. Because I think I had said 2 lives ago or 1 live ago that was going to go earlier because the NFL season's here and I want to watch the New York Giants. Well, that quickly receded into the past because I don't give a crap now about them because they're 0-2 and it's going to be a horrible season. Kind of like West Ham, Tone, right? We're passionate about sports and then we're not. So it's not even October yet. And I'm like, who gives a shit? Who cares? Life goes on. If they win, great. If they don't, we always come back to the music. Always. Arrow through me. Yeah. Can you imagine that if Arrow through me gets, and we'll get to all that. We'll get to all that stuff. UK All the Best is the better version. Indeed. Indeed it is. So what else? Let's see. Beatle news. Did anybody hear they dropped the Take 17 second version of Helter Skelter? Kind of a bit of a plotting version, and Paul kind of being tongue-in-cheek and funny on it. I saw that dropped the other day. Don't talk to me about West Ham. Okay. You got it. Helter Skelter. They're calling it the second version, Take 17. I listened to it the other morning when it dropped, and I listened to it again this morning. It's funny, it's Paul being cheeky at the end. Let's keep that one. Kind of sounds like he's a little bit under the influence of something during that recording session, if I'm being honest. But it probably was. All right, now merch and wing stuff. Now, I think our friend Mike Nair, he sent me a message about he got the wing. He ordered a couple of those wing shirts, and the first shirt, the London Town shirt that was on Paul McCartney's website, had 3 pictures of Paul from London Town. Now it's Paul, Linda, and Denny, like on the London Town album. But when that first dropped, it was just 3 pictures of Paul, and now it's Paul, Linda, and Denny. That was one of the reasons why I was steered clear of getting it, because I'm like, well, that's not really the album cover. We don't need 3 of Paul. Maybe that was a typo. Maybe that was an error on the website. But now they've corrected it, and now it's the 3 images of Paul, Linda, and Denny on that London Town, T-shirt, and really some really nice shirts. I did get 4 of them, and I hope they come before the tour, but we shall see. The whoops, he's doing like whoop whoop through the whole thing. It's weird, very weird. Did Paul sign up to do the next game? No, I did not, Peter. Wow. Interesting. Great week. Linda's birthday Wednesday and then mine the next day. Wow. I can also tell you guys, too, that certain people in the industry are now getting copies of the Wings book, and it's a whopper. It's pretty comprehensive. I don't know much about it, but I did speak to a friend yesterday, and he got a copy of it, and it's going to be pretty complex. Not complex, comprehensive, excuse me. 37 pages alone dedicated to just the McCartney album. So should be nice to have that. Hopefully in November when that drops. Probably take it with us when we're on the road. Susan, anything new in the copyright field of stuff at all? Do let us know. It's been a while, so do update us about that. And those of you that are on here, I am sure, if you watch Two Legs, you subscribe to Hands Across the Water, we are just over the moon about our Denny Sywell episode that we did on Hands with Tony and Kyle. So nice. Jeffrey! Hello, Jeffrey. Indeed. Good to be here. So, yeah, this will probably be the last live for a while because 2 Sundays from now, I will be coming home from Las Vegas from the first show. The first show that I'm going to. Thank you. And we had something really special to share about that. Like actually pretty awesome that I'm just going to sit on because we'll disclose it on Hands Across the Water, but because we'll talk about it proper with Tony and Kyle, but it's actually pretty freaking awesome. But I'm going to just leave it at that, and we'll tell you about that on Hands Across the Water. But thank you, Jeff. That was a fantastic interview to do. I know other people have interviewed him too. I'd like to think that we were a little, we just kind of had a great conversation with him. And, Denny's own book is dropping. His own book is coming out this week too. So lots to read. So let's see here. Lynn, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, but we'll have to wait till February. Interesting. That's supposed to be exactly. Yep. What's everybody's take on Cups and Cakes too from Spinal Tap? We talked about it on Two Legs on episode 290, which was kind of a recap of the tour stuff and our take on the Wings compilation. Tony says, love the story he told about hearing a new Paul song. Seems like maybe Paul's song. Yeah, maybe. The next copyrights are due to return on different days throughout October, mainly for his compositions at Abbey Road. Thank you. I think, Christian, that this is going to be probably the best, one of the best bootleg series ever of Dylan. Because it's going to be, it's from his, there's recordings on there from when he was a teenager, from like 1956 when he was in Hibbing. So I think this is going to be like one of the best Dylan bootlegs. And I will talk about that probably on my own channel on Backwards Traveler at some point, definitely with Kyle, who's definitely, we're all Beatle people, but my man Kyle is down such a Dylan rabbit hole right now. I don't think he's ever going to come out of it. It's like every other word out of his mouth is Bob Dylan whenever we talk about stuff. And I love it. That's his thing. And, but it's going to be really good because it's so historic, especially those East Orange demos from like the late 50s. Going to be incredible. So I think East Orange demos were like early, like 61 as soon as he left Minnesota and came to the New York area. The talking bits. Oh, that sounds familiar. It is. It's very, and as Tom and I said, it's very English tea. Yeah. Jeff says, I was telling my wife, the guys at the McCartney podcast I watch all the time, they're actually interviewing a member of Wings. Yeah. Yeah. Which we had on before. We had Denny Seiwell on Two Legs in 2022 with Fernando Perdomo when they did the 50th anniversary of Ram, kind of revisited, which is really worth checking out too. But that was his first appearance on Hands Across the Water. Hello, James. James had a great comment about on my picture on the getting the Lennon set. He's like, it's a bit ironic that you're mainly a McCartney podcaster, and boom, you've got a Lennon set. And again, I'm just so chuffed about getting that. And in a minute or two, we're gonna just unwrap it and do an unsealing live on the air. But again, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because you've already got it already. But I already got my little bumper sticker. Don't know where I'm gonna put that. Tony had an awesome time seeing the Spinal Tap sequel. Yeah, he's popping up all over now, but I think we were one of the first people to get him. In fact, I know that he did an appearance on the Fab Forum on Sirius XM. That was the only, when we had booked him, that was the only thing he had lined up. So we were happy to kind of be one of the first people to get him and do a nice comprehensive interview with him. And we actually are going to be talking with, if you remember in that interview, Denny talked about working with a Liverpool-based musician, Jessie Morel, because they did a cover of My Love. I think she's going to be a future guest on Hands Across the Water. So probably in a couple weeks' time. So look for that. Yes. Thank you, Tony. And Hands Across the Water is not Mac-centric. So that's right. But it was just funny that he said that. Joe Mantaneo says, I love English tea. Cups and Cakes is a shortened version of. Yeah. Susan says, I think Cups and Cakes is funny. I saw them. Yeah. I have to be honest here. I have never seen Spinal Tap. I know the whole scene about like going to 11 and all that other stuff, but for some reason, as a film and TV guy, that movie slipped past my radar. I know that's a major faux pas to not have seen that film. And I know my partner, Tom, he was like, check it out. You'll like it. And and I know Rob Reiner, AKA Meathead, directed it, but I've not seen it. I don't know why it slipped past my radar. Guess I was too busy watching Macca videos back in the day. I just have never been into that film. It never was kind of shown growing up in my family, or you got to go watch this movie, or it's so iconic. And I grew up in a musical family. My uncle is a drummer. My dad had an amazing music collection, but nobody was ever saying go run to go see Spinal Tap. So it just never. I will watch it. Ah, thank God. Thank God. All right. So I feel like I'm like, yeah. I haven't. I haven't. I will watch it. I know the whole thing about going to 11 because I've seen that. Maybe I will. Maybe on one of those. Maybe across America. When I'm in the transit lounge, I'll throw it on my iPad or I'll download it or something. I will. I know. Well, we will. I should download it. Yes. Lynette, I saw Lynette pop on here. Hi, darling. Lynette, who we got to meet in person in Chicago. Awesome. Thanks for being here today. Tony only just saw it 4 years ago. Okay. And I know Elton has a cameo too, so I will see it. John Aiello, I think that's right. Where do you see the music industry in 10 years? Do you think bands will make a comeback, or will it stay single female artists like Taylor Swift? Looks like that's the template, right? Bands have a very hard time making it these days. You don't see bands making it, or if they are, they're very indie. There are a lot of bands, right? But to make it on a successful level, it's very tough these days. It is very hard. It's very hard for a band to really break into it these days. So I think it's just going to be until a new template is out there or somebody rewrites the rules. The dominance of the single artist looks to be the way to go. Concerts are going to bring in the money. Album sales are not going to mean as much. Physical media will be there, but it will be at a price. We always talk about prices, right? The Beatles box set, and thankfully we can talk about that. We can pivot to that now too. Apple did wise up and made Anthology 4 available separately. Yes, Jeffrey, we know you are a Swiftie. And I think that's great. I all due respect. I think what she does is great. I love the fact that she fights back at Ticketmaster. That for alone, she should be thanked because she knows that it's just absolutely nonsense what they do. I'm just not into her music, but I really appreciate and respect her talent and that she is a phenomenon. And I have no desire to listen to that music. Maybe one day. I'll never say never, but not right now. But I love that you are totally into it. And again, she fights Ticketmaster. Good on for her for that. Anthology 4. Finally, they wised up. Now, I have not pre-ordered that. Okay. As you all know, and you saw the socials, I'm going to 7 Paul shows. So you gotta reprioritize and go, well, I'll get that eventually. And I think it's going to be great. I will get it eventually, probably after the holidays when things drop in price. The same goes with the Wings compilation. Listen, you saw the episode on Two Legs. It's good. It's okay. I like the track listing, but it's a compilation, one that I will probably play once and shelve. So I don't need to go pre-ordering that and waiting. Honestly, I'd like the shirt. The shirts are better. The merch, the Wings shirts, the shirts, the full Wings member. You got all members of Wings on there that they're bundling in with this. That's kind of more exciting these days than the music. I do like the fact that it is going to be available in Dolby Atmos on Blu-ray, and that I did pre-order. That I did because that sold out. That sold out on PaulMcCartney.com, and it sold out on SuperDeluxeEdition.com. And a big thank you to the former leg, aka Duke Viking, for letting me know that was available on that site because that went quickly too. And I think it was about 25 pounds. I think it was about 25 pounds. So 10 pounds to ship, 35 pounds in total. But that's going to be exclusive. So that I did pre-order and get. But Anthology 4, Okay, but that's your opinion. Enough people. Listen, enough kids like her. Because you know what? Back in the '60s, people were saying the same thing about the Beatles. They're trash. You don't want to be that get off my lawn type old man guy. She is a global phenomenon, and kids love her, and that's great. And she's a good person, and she has good values, and Paul likes her. And for me, that's all I need to know. I don't have to listen to her music, but that's it. I wouldn't not. It's just I'm not going to listen to it. But enough people love her, which is great. Absolutely, yes. So, hey, Papito, Mr. Nichols is in the house. Hello, Dad. How you doing today? Make the sauce. Now we get into the sauce making season. Seasons are changing. Summer's over. Let's go. Let's go. The MVP and I were talking about that this past week. Make Sunday sauce. Now you can do that now. You can't cook. You can't cook during the summertime. Just not suited. Well, it's the truth, Tone. You can't have that get off my lawn. You can't have that get off my lawn mentality because, people, the old timers in the '60s were saying that the Beatles were old hat too, and they were going to be a flash in the pan, and they weren't. So, listen, Swifties, rock on, do your thing. Just let me enjoy Paul, and we're all good. She absolutely does, and for that, bravo, Taylor. Just let me do my thing. All good. Very good. I hope you guys relax today. You deserve it. And Mom, too, if she's there. Hello, partner. I think it's safe to say that there'll be more Blu-rays in the future. Hopefully, Tom is the king of physical media. I'm kind of like, I like it, but I like the convenience of streaming. But again, if those streaming services ever say, yank, it's off, you've got nothing, which is why the physical media fans want what they want. They want Anthology on DVD or Blu-ray to come out in November. I don't think that's going to happen. It's just going to be on Disney Plus. I mean, heck, look what they had to do you had to wait a year to get back out on Blu-ray. So, Mom's at the gym. Good. John says Beatles Anthologies 1, 2, 3, and 4 in a box set, and Anthology 4 is selling good on Amazon. Top 2 in sales, not bad. Yeah, and I think Tony did another video about that too. And triple LP, and I think it was about 70. It's about 70 pounds, I think. So again, I will wait till I get back from the tour to get all that stuff, and I will, because October is going to be a lot of fun. Jackson says, "How does Ticketmaster get the rights to sell tickets exclusively? The music industry must have a deal with them. They must. They absolutely must." Oh, the Abbey Road green vinyl too. David says, "Hi, David. I'm drawing the line on a green copy of Abbey Road as we had a box set only a couple of years ago. You'll get the Spinal Tap CD as it's a new Paul song." That's fair. We talked about that too. Would you get it just because there is a new Paul song? Which I probably will if it's on CD. I wouldn't get it on vinyl. Yeah. James says, "I think Taylor's fans are a bit nut jobby, but if you criticize her, but I guess of course they do. That's why we're fans." Yeah, anybody, yeah, Tony, you going to get the Abbey Road green vinyl? You got to draw the line somewhere, right? I'll get the triple LP of the Wings, and I'll get the CD, and that's probably about it. There's so many configurations for it. And again, we talked about it on the show. I do like the fact that the early period of Wings is well represented, and you can chalk that up to Paul's relationship with Denny Seiwell now, because they are in such great terms. And hey, listen, if you watch that interview, you know that he heard the new album, and he said it was some of the best. He was moved to tears with his wife Monique about the music he heard on that new album. So I think it's safe to say that it's going to be a 2026 project. But I heard snippets of it. I just heard snippets of it posted on John's socials. Of course, now I have it, but I will listen to it. Stay. Again, more. It's if you've been listening to the Ultimate Mixes since 2020, it's more punchier, right? So I knew what I was going to be hearing. Tons of stuff out now. Yeah, absolutely. Tony says, I liked Flower Power. Flower People, the song Elton sang with Spinal Tap. Okay. That one I haven't heard yet either. Tone says, Anthology 1, 2, and 3 are available individually, but on CD only, not vinyl yet. I'm sure that'll change then. Yeah. David says, my big cost is buying Elvis Costello on albums on vinyl. It's bloody expensive and pure. When we yell, exactly. Yeah. I did not get the Power to the People on vinyl. I probably will. I'll get the 4 LP at some point. Eventually, because that's the afternoon and evening concerts on the 4 LP, as Tony outlined in his comprehensive reviews of that. Just some advice. It should have not been. Well, I did samples. I was able to hear some of the tracks, and I know that they've added intros to stuff like on New York City. You hear John go, let's dedicate this one to Mayor Lindsay, who was the mayor of New York City in the 70s. So I know that they've added on and they've extended some songs. Christian saying it should not have been. It's not one of my favorite songs on Sometime in New York City, or now let's call it Power to the People. I get it. I would take a look at the Irish if we're going to compare those two songs better. Noah. That's the name of one of my nephews. That's a good name. I think Apple wanted to see the numbers for the anthology set. Yeah. Yep. Oh, well, listen, if you saw the film 1-to-1, you've listened and seen how improved that audio has been. And that's the work that Sam Gannon did on this project. So as Sean said, they kind of did a little bit of a trickery with that. Hey, but whatever. As I was texting with one of my friends yesterday, he was like, I don't care what they have to do to enhance this stuff. And if it makes it sound better, great. As long as it's authentic, no artificial stuff, right? But whatever means necessary to improve recordings, however they do it, so be it. Yeah. Beatle Boy says, if Paul added Arrow Through Me to his live set, and he's been on his website talking about that song as a favorite deep cut, Back to the Egg has got to be a favorite for an archive within a year. I agree. And I also think that because Paul is touring when all this Wing stuff is dropping, he has got to throw 1 or 2 Wing songs in there. And Arrow Through Me would be a logical choice, as Beatle Boy is saying, because he has talked about it as a deep cut. I mean, he's also said that he loves Daytime, Nighttime Suffering, and that didn't make it on there either. So that kind of is a bit of a head scratcher. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same exact set list that it's been too. So you would just have to think that Beatles anthology, Wings compilation, Wings, the book's coming out in November, the film in February. I would think a little bit of a spruce up in the set list that's Wing centric would be, it would make sense. But he's Paul and he can do whatever he wants. And we'll be there loving it every minute of the way anyway. Tony says, oh, it's absolutely should, Christian. It's great. Remember, it's not it's a reimagining, right? It's a reimagining. Absolutely. John says on Amazon, which is probably the number one on how people buy CDs and vinyl, is saying that John's Power to the People is not selling very good. The box is $224. And it's number 677 on Amazon. That said, your thoughts? Well, I think this period in John's career is going to be the one that, let's face it, John was such a, he was pulled into so many directions. He gets off the plane and lands in New York, and all of a sudden these radicals just snap him up, and he starts, shilling for what they want to do, right? And that maybe wasn't the best decision, but John lived very much in the moment, and this is what he wanted to do. This is what he felt, and he got it out there. And all this music is part of that. I think the fact that he walked it back in his lifetime made him realize that he shouldn't have done all that music, but it is what it is. The fact that it's not selling so well is not surprising. It's not a Mind Games, which I think we have a great appreciation for now, given that awesome box set in 2024. It's not a Plastic Ono Band or an Imagine, right? So how does the Lennon estate kind of put a bow on this whole 1972 period? How do they do that? they showcased the concert. They showcased it in the film and how they were going to do this big tour. And by the end of the film, John's like, no, I don't want to do anything. So I think that the estate has done the best they can to kind of encapsulate this whole period of John and the politicalization of it and the Nixon stuff later on. And again, if you ever get that book, the FBI Files by John Weiner, what a great book that is, because he fought under the Freedom of Information Act to get a lot of those documents declassified. What a great book that is. So this whole period of the political stuff of John, I think the estate did as the best they could to put it out and get it out there without the offending song. And it is what it is. Do I agree with it? No, but that's reality. That's reality. And that camp is doing the most with the most littlest amount of material. John has less than 10 albums. I'm talking proper albums, not experimental or any of that stuff. John's got what? Plastic Ono Band. Let's even include Live Peace in Toronto. Okay, which half of it is experimental on side B. Live Peace in Toronto, Plastic Ono Band, Imagine, Sometime in New York City, Mind Games, Walls and Bridges, Rock and Roll, Double Fantasy, and Milk and Honey. It's 8 albums, okay? And Sean and the team are doing whatever they can to kind of maximize that catalog, for a guy that's been gone. Well, I've been gone 45 years in December, and I think that they should be saluted. And people want to take offense that the song's not on there. Great, fine. Am I pissed that it's not on there? Yeah, I'm pissed, but I accept it. And I think that if you watch Joe Mayo or you watch anybody else, Beatle Tone, or Kyle, like that's how we feel. Some people are okay with it. I'm not, but I'm happy to listen to it and hear how they want to present it in 2025. Let's go back here and catch up. But yes, to sum up what you're saying, John, those are my thoughts. Why? Yes. James says, Happy International Day of Peace. Let's give it a chance. Please. Please. Sad times here in America. I still think London town and Back to the Egg should be packaged together like Wings Over Europe. I think you're right, Joe. I agree with that. Susan has ordered the green Target, Abbey Road, even though I have a lighter green one, which I think is a UK edition from many years ago. I seem to remember that one too. Joe says, doesn't help. Walmart. Yeah, that was you all saw that too, right? Walmart had the box set for $81, which was a mistake. They then pulled it down. But I think anybody that pre-ordered at that price had to honor it. That was crazy. And I know plenty of people did that. So we'll see. Tony says, I'm not sure if Arrow Through Me will be included. I've seen him do it live because Tony saw a couple of shows on the UK tour of 79, which is the shirt I had on before I made a last minute audible and put this one on instead. Damn it. That's all right. It's all good. He's seen him do it live, and it's not a great live song. It's a bit slow. Mind you, My Valentine makes the set. Yeah, I don't know how Arrow Through Me would work in a set. Where would you put it in the My Valentine spot? I don't know. This is for all the Wings fans. That would be a true Wings song. I think it was somebody else. I missed a comment before, but I think it was Serge saying we got to get Sywell and Juber and Holly on. We'll get them back on again. And we had Juber on years ago too during the pandemic. James says, interestingly, the high-res downloads of the remastered anthology 1, 2, and 3 I bought a couple of weeks ago have been withdrawn on the site I use. Maybe well, you can stream them now. But high res, a little different. Susan took advantage. Susan saw the $84 Walmart. I think they have to. They absolutely have to, right? Come on. That's a mistake. That's not the first time that's happened either. There's been, I forget what box set it was. You couldn't believe it. What? Go grab it. And it's been Walmart too, interestingly enough. James says he is saving his Beatle money till next year when we hopefully get 33 1/3, Walls and Bridges, and a new Paul album, and Hope Against Hope of the 2 Wings albums that we've all been clamoring for. Well, as Tony reported on his channel, Walls and Bridges is indeed coming out, but it's not coming out in 2026. It's coming out in 2027. So that's probably what they're going to be working on now. So Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anything from the George camp because a year ago at this time, we were gearing up for Material World, which was a great box as well. And I did see all the other kind of content creators out there who got they got their Lennon boxes. My buddy Caitlin Larkin, she got hers. I'm very happy for her that she got it. And everybody else kind of got theirs too. I'm afraid. No, I don't think so, Susan. You're good. They're gonna honor that. Oh yes, the Dark Horse catalog. Okay, great. Yeah, and Digipacks. I think my buddy Elliot DM'd me during the week that all the Georgia stuff is coming out on Digipack. Ho hum for me. James, let me go back to James here. James says, of course, I'm selling a kidney and praying. Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath for that because, as we now know, although the new CEO came in, and as we watched, I think we were saying maybe he started and said, you know what, you got to make Anthology 4 separate. Wouldn't that be great if that was his new decision? What are you doing? You can't do that. You've got to make that available separately. John says, one way to increase sales for Power to the People is to have a 3 CD version, 1 CD for the concert, hybrid second. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Rick, one member of the Two Legs Discord Patreon family. Hello, Rick. Nice to see you here today. It's going to be back on a Sunday. It's going to be back here on a Sunday with the fam. I love everybody here in the comments. It's great. It's like putting on an old glove. Joe Mantaneo, Walmart does have a disclaimer on their website that they honor the pricing. I knew that had to happen. I went to the local Walmart and they saw a Garth Brooks legendary set of albums for $29. Wow. Huh. Well, while we have a moment in the comments here to pause, I think it's time to unwrap Power to the People. Let's just check it out, okay? Hype sticker. What'd you call it, Tony? A lenticule? Lenticure? I can't say the word. Whatever. Hologram cover. Whatever. John and Yoko. Come on now. I feel like Robin Williams. I don't hear enough rip in Dead Poet Society. I can't rip the damn thing open. Oh. Hold on. There we go. Thank you, Luke. Lenticular. There we go. Okay. Save it. Save the hype sticker. Lennon tickler. There we go. Take that baby off. Boom. Save you hype sticker. We'll put you inside later. Okay. There's the back of all the good stuff. Okay. Following the format of all the other boxes, and they'll sit very nicely on the shelf as you do. Let's open her up. Boom. Okay. Very cool. All right. And the book, which again, book. Okay. Call collect 212. Those of you that are in New York, you know that's a Manhattan zip code. I am originally from the 718. Okay. Here's all the goodie bags and the tickets and stuff. And a poster, more posters. Mother of mercy. Where am I putting up posters anymore? These companies and posters. Where do you guys think we live in? McMansions? We have no more room for this crap. Okay, the poster as we know. Okay, this looks like this slips out like this here. Boom. Okay. And the discs. Put the poster back in the box. I will. Hybrid show. Yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff. So, wow. Again, I'm just, I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but Power to the People. There it is. Yeah. So now it will go on the shelf. It will be ripped and I will listen to it. And I actually haven't even had a chance to listen to anything yet. Been so freaking busy. It was Queens 718, baby. Come on. All the giveaways will lessen the sales. Hey, listen. Now actually, David makes a good point here. Unlike the other John box sets, a book is coming. I think, Beatle Tone, if you are here, isn't a book coming as well? Yeah, but yeah, really happy that I got this. First time ever. Ooh, there's good, and the postcards and stuff. Oh yeah. Okay. And the stickers again. Like, are we really gonna put stickers up anywhere? I don't know. You know. Yep. Don't forget. What does he say here? Don't forget the Power to People banner on the shrink is detachable. Take it. Yes, of course. Of course. All right. Now, you have to be from New York, I think, to know this question. Here's like a little precursor to trivia. Okay. One of the stickers on here, okay, is New York centric. Okay. And why? If anybody knows, okay. What is the significance of this one that says home? If you are diehard Lennon people, you know what this is. Little precursor to the trivia. What is the significance of that? Why is that sticker on there? What did it mean to John? Thank you, Susan. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, he is. He's in touch. He's in touch with the people out there that review this stuff and like it and spread the word for good or bad. And I think that's what that team likes. Be honest, right? Be honest. And I'm going to be honest. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you. If I love it, I'll tell you. I'm not going to hide it. Spring chicken. Come on. Yeah, exactly. As Mrs. Beatley Tone said, spring chicken. Beetle Boy says, gotta say, I'm backing my fellow Brit Beatley Tone. He does. He absolutely does. Nope. Nope. Come on, somebody on there that's a real diehard Lennon person. You got to know this answer. Jimmy's here from vacation in Croatia. Enjoy. Absolutely, man. I've been to New York twice, but have no idea. Again, you have to really. So I'll tell you what. I'll tell you, since nobody chimed in. I'll tell you what it is. Home was a restaurant that John frequented quite a bit, and if you listen to his interview from September of '74 with Scott Muni, he references the restaurant. And if you've seen the pictures from this period, John's wearing the shirt that says home. It was a restaurant. It was a restaurant, I believe, on the Upper West Side or Upper East Side. I forget. Yeah, bar/restaurant. Hi, Mary Taylor. That's a new name here on the Sunday Fam. It was a restaurant, and he quotes it. He talks about it in the interview. Again, which I still think for my money is John's best interview ever. That September, I think it was 28th, 1974, with of course Dennis Elsas, which is just, you can listen to it all the time. And he mentions that's the restaurant. So that's why it's here. 2 record set, Angela, The Pope Smokes Dope, David Peel, all this good stuff. But yeah, I'm just going to leave them. I'm not going to put them on anything. Yes, he's wearing it. And if you go through the book, Tony, I am sure it's probably in here. If you go through this, I'm sure there's a picture of John wearing that shirt. It's got to be in here. Let's see. Ooh, don't fall out. There's a million pictures of John wearing that shirt that says home. Let's just do a quick scan of it while we're on the air here, shall we? Do I see one? No. Nope. It's got to be in here. But yeah. Yes. Well, that was part of the whole, that was, if you watch the movie, the Free Bob Dylan thing, that was all the AJ Weberman stuff that was going on, and he wanted Dylan to be part of the tour, and then he backed out of it. That's what I make up. That's kind of what I make out of it. Free Bob Dylan. Yes. All the Dylan rage. Kyle, where are you at, man? You got Dylan questions here? So many box sets. So many. The Dylan box set. You got the Who box set of Who Are You, which I'll even get to later in the show before we get to trivia. Nathan, I appreciate Tone and Andy's honesty. Both of you are great. Thanks, Nathan. Thanks for being here, brother. Well, and it probably was long gone by the time I was born, but it was a restaurant. Again, just have a listen to the interview, which is on YouTube with Dennis Elsas, and you can hear that. Indeed. Thank you, Beetle Boy. David says in the UK, sometime in New York City charted higher than the Mind Games album. No, because it didn't come out. I know that sometime in New York City came out. I think it was delayed. It was definitely delayed for a while. But the fact that it charted higher than Mind Games, ooh, yeah, absolutely. Bang for buck, man. Let's talk box set prices. We'll get to that in a minute. Kyle got his box as well. We both got them a day or two apart. I think Kyle got his on Friday, and I got mine on Saturday. And had to sign for the damn thing, though. All the stuff that comes from the UK. The mailman comes, rings the bell. Of course, I have the Ring app, and I'm not home. I'm at work. We tried, and then they'll try again. And then if you don't, respond, then they mail it back to the UK. No, 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 no. I wish when you get stuff shipped, it would just go to the post office and you go pick it up. Don't try to deliver it when I'm at work. Don't do that. That has happened to me like 3 times with things from the UK, with parcels. Pisses me off. Just leave it there. I'll get it. Ooh. Power to the People is outselling the Mind Games pre-sales? Whoa. Well, I mean, Mind Games, of course, was the Cube, right? So the Cube, as we know, cost a pretty penny. And maybe it will. Interesting. I cannot believe that. I mean, Mind Games for me that's my favorite album of John's. The fact that this is going to outsell that, interesting. Next to the Beatles, Bob Dylan is my second favorite artist. Top 10 for me, man. Elton 2, 50th anniversary of Captain Fantastic. Not a comprehensive box set, but still good nonetheless. I want to thank good old Jeremy, Astro Jer. He had made me aware of that. So much to get. Happy Christmas was delayed a year. It was, but I know sometime in New York City did not come out in June of 72 in the UK. I know it didn't. It was delayed because of some copyright stuff with Yoko. Not including the Cube. Oh, the CD box set. Okay. Simon told you. Okay. Well, I guess a lot of people want to really learn about John's, political stuff. It's funny though; it was just a small amount of time, and they're really making the most out of it. Well, again, there's all that stuff on there. So, and we will do on Hands Across the Water. We're going to do a little bit our own little kind of. We're not going to do a comprehensive review of it, but because Tony already did his, but we have a little idea to do a little bit of a different spin on it to review it because there's tons of videos out there about that, and I'm sure we'll give our take on it. But we have a little bit of a different spin that we're going to do on Hands Across the Water about this box set probably soon before the tour starts. Let me catch back up here on the comments. Absolutely. Susan says she worked as a telephone operator in the early 70s while I was in college, and I think 212 was the area code for all of New York City then. Dad, chime in if you're still here. What time next year do you think the new Paul album will come out? I am thinking first quarter, right? Because the tour is set. The first quarter, maybe springtime, because the film is coming out in February, right, on Amazon. So maybe he rolls with the, first quarter of the Wings stuff, and then second quarter, springtime, maybe like a May release for the new album. That would be nice. April, May. And don't forget, you're gonna have Half Speed Masters of Wings at the Speed of Sound, probably in April or May or even sooner. So I am sure that's going to roll on. So the new album will probably come out, if I had to guess, May, June. John says, I believe Sean will win another Grammy in 2026 for the Power of the People box set for presentation, like he did for Mind Games. He won a Grammy for the best box set. He knows what he's doing, man. Bang for buck. Absolutely. Jackson says he bought a blank back ITBS with business card included from New York that doesn't exist anymore. Okay. James says John wasn't selling too well compared to Paul and George, excepting Imagine in the early 70s. Well, John came out of the gate really good commercially and critically with Plastic Ono Band and Imagine. And then, that's when things kind of take a turn for him. It's just such an interesting period, if not his best material. Yeah. Yep. Nathan says a very good documentary about John's political is absolutely U.S. versus John Lennon from 2005. Remember that well. And that John Weiner's in that a lot. And I mentioned that book. And can I access it quickly if I see it? I don't know if I can see it that quickly from where I am, but fine. We're live. It doesn't matter. I'm going to look. If you don't have this book, where is it? 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 It's somewhere else. No, wait. No, that's not it. Damn it. Might be in a box somewhere. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. No. It's the FBI files. Damn it. I wanted to show you guys that one. That's a real book. If you're into John's political activities, get that book because you can see the government's, all the documents they had that John Weiner, again, under the Freedom of Information Act, had to get. And it's a fascinating read. Fascinating read. I wish I knew where I put it. Damn it. Susan Gagné, I think Nick Lowe's song, Switchboard Susan, was written about you. And Cruel to Be Kind. I love that one. That is a great song, that. Okay. I agree. I think U.S. versus John Lennon. Absolutely. Okay. I think it's now time for a little trivia. But before that, I want to just talk about, side note, my own channel. There's a link to it below here on the live. That's the Backwards Traveler. And, I do two legs. I do hands across the water. I had done a channel under two legs called Andy's Music Vault, the other leg. And I took all that content and put it under my own channel to do stuff other than Beatles and solo stuff, which I will still do under my own channel. But just yesterday, because we love Paul, we love solo Beatles, we love Beatles, but I love a lot of other music. As we're talking about Dylan and other artists and, The Who and all these people that we've seen recently, ELO, Elton, Billy, the MVP and I are in the middle of watching the Billy Joel doc still, like we haven't even finished it. So there's so much music that I'm passionate about that I want to talk about, right? And that's why I kind of rebranded my own channel to do stuff just like that. I'm like, well, I don't need another channel. I had a channel that had a lot of like concerts and stuff on it, like bootleg recordings and things like that, a couple of Yes concerts and some Beatle things. And I had like 1,000 subscribers. And I said, you know what, let me just rebrand it and just do my own thing with that outside of like the Paul Beatles world. So I'm really happy to tell everybody today that just yesterday, I did an interview with our buddy, Hot Take, Jeff Slate, and Matt Kent. Matt Kent is a photographer and journalist who has done a lot of work for The Who. And as you know, if you are a Who fan, at the end of October, the Who Are You Super Deluxe box set is coming out. And something that I have been clamoring for a long, long time. I even wrote to Matt Kent about it in 2018 and said, why isn't this out? It's Keith Moon's last album. Couldn't this come out? And he said, no, there's not enough in the archives. There's not enough in the vaults to do it. And voila, it's coming out. And when I found out a few weeks ago, my face lit up. So and having just seen The Who with the MVP and my dad, like hot on the heels of seeing that comes out. Damn, I was so excited about that. So I wanted to kind of capture that energy, rebrand the channel, and then have a chat with them about it. So I recorded that yesterday. I'm going to probably drop it during the week. And we just talked all about The Who Are You specifically, but also The Who in context and where they were in 70s. And, Jeff Slate has worked for Pete Townsend too. So these are guys that know the inner workings of that band a lot, really, really well. So I was really, really pleased with that. That's going to drop on my own channel. So if, you want to see me talk about stuff outside of the Beatles and stuff, subscribe to it. It's below. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's get back to the comments here before we get to trivia. Wow, 55 minutes already. Going at a good clip here. John Lennon has more subscribers on YouTube than any solo Beatle. Not bad at all. Wow. Susan says it was just a temporary job. Temporary secretary? Summers and college breaks when live operations were on vacation. I lived in New Hampshire. We got lots of tourists from New York City. Cool. You were a temporary secretary. Yes, that kind of stuff. And my best wishes to my buddy Ethan Alexanian. I know he had some health issues recently. So if he's watching, Ethan and Liz, all the best to you guys up there. Miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing really well, buddy. And keep at it, because you're a pretty talented and amazing guy, and very, very artistic too. Did some thumbnail work for us back in the day. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I did that with David. So I just took all that content and just threw it on my own channel. Thanks, man. Yeah. So if you watch that, if you go to my channel, I've just kind of put in brackets the year that I did all that stuff. So you might see 40 some odd videos, and I've just put parentheses in there to tell you when I did it. So it says it's like uploaded 2 weeks ago. It's not. It's just, I wanted to get it all on my own channel, and then people can go back and watch it if they want. And I thought Backwards Traveler worked as a title, right? To kind of keep it Maca focused, but then say, look, this is what I'm doing. Taking a look back. Yeah. No. Well, Jeff had a great take about that too, James. So when you watch the episode, I'm sure you'll like what he said about that. Yeah. Chris says John wrote his best songs living in England. Cool. I agree with that. I think when John left, that's when, again, arriving in New York and just running to Abby Hoffman and, the Elephant's Memory guys. And, they're still around and kicking, and Adam Ippolito and Gary Van Syok, and awesome. Lynn, who's going to the Santa Barbara concert? Yes, I can tell you right now that our good friend and number one fan on the run, Joan Borelli, is going to Santa Barbara, I think. But it's lottery based. So I know you have to actually apply and then get lucky, because it's one of those limited engagement shows, right? No phones. Yay! Lock them up. Lock those phones up. Do it even for the big shows. So I think Joan has entered, and I don't want to speak on her behalf, but she's registered. But I don't know if she's actually going. But she's going to try to go if she goes. So Santa Barbara really kicks off the tour. I know it's like a pre-show, so maybe the set list is going to be a little bit different. But yeah, we're going to get, hopefully she gets in, and we'll recap it and go live as well. I hope she gets in. I really hope she does. And then Palm Springs, and Ringo just played, I think, in Vegas the other night too. And I know our good friend Tom Frangione, he's out there because he saw Ringo, and then he was going to leave Ringo and then go see Paul in Vegas. So, yeah, man. And I know my partner Tom will be out there in Vegas too. It's coming so quick, man. I cannot believe it. Woo! 4 shows in October and 3 in November. Damn. Let's catch back up here. Yeah, we're happy that Ethan is okay too. Susan says, you would have made a terrible secretary since I can't type. Yes, James. Pouch those phones up. Every concert. Let's see here. Christian says, if anyone's a fan of Jim Croce, BMG, recently released an album set with new mixes done by Paul Hicks. Croce's songs now sound like Lennon. Okay. Like what? Like more bass and drums and more punchier type stuff? Yeah. Yes, we will. If anybody's going to get in there, she will. That girl is nothing short than amazing. She will find a way in. Certainly John's chart success faded in the UK once he moved to the UK. Yeah, he did. He did. Yes, indeed. Duke, this week until Thanksgiving, Paul tore an anthology at the end of it. Yeah. Yeah, right. Tour ends right around Thanksgiving, right? Although those 2 shows in Chicago. Also, did anybody see that Meat Free Monday thing where you could actually have a chance to go beat Paul? And the bidding prices, I think, was like, it started at like, I don't know, $50,000. And I think last I saw, it was up to $250,000 to go meet Paul at the last show in Chicago. You could try to do it. You can register for free. You don't have to donate, but you have to donate. It's a whole big thing to try to but if anybody saw that is, a bid to go meet. I'll take my chances with Hot Sound and just waiting to see him outside of the limo. Oh my God. I don't know. But it's crazy. I think we were talking about that on our Liverpool fam chat. You know, I think Tony and Kim were going to loan we're, we're, we're going to loan $12 or somebody. That was a joke. I think. Uh, um, Susan heard that they were notifying the Santa Barbara lottery winners today. That's right. That's right. They were going to find out either this weekend. Huh. Well, if Joan's quiet, that means she's doing some detective work. Yes. Agree. Please. Richard. Ooh. All right, Richard. All right, Richard. We're going to get into this now. Hold on a minute. This is separate side note. Oh, there's a fly there. Get out. Get out. Get out of here. Never mind that. Let me get to these comments, and then we're going to get to this. And we will get to trivia. What time is it now? 5 after 1. We got time. The MVP and I and her oldest son and I are going to go hang out and watch some NFL football later. But we got time. We got time. I guess I do. Going back again, baby, in December. 2 years in a row. Dilly dilly. My second home. I'd move there tomorrow if I could. Do you think anthologies 1, 2, 3, and 4 on Disney Plus? I do. I absolutely do. And now the fly is flying around. How did that thing get in here? God damn it. Heavy bass and drums. The echo effect on... Ooh. That's a shame. When I hear Jim Croce, I don't think heavy bass and drums. I think acoustic. Chill. Weird. Holly says, National Album Day, October 18th, is doing a blue vinyl Magic Christian Music. Thank you, but not really interested. But thank you for letting us know. Yes, meat-free Monday offer. That's too richy for anybody's blood. Come on now. Faulty Towers, good show. All right, now let's get to Richard. AXS is the only venue doing this, selling this show in Nashville. Just like Ringo in February, you had to get the tickets through AXS. After the fact, they had said that they're not accepting any third-party ticket sales. But I don't think that was disclosed when the tickets went on sale back in July. This is the problem. This is the problem right now. So people like Richard and others saw on Ticketmaster or whatever, StubHub, oh, Paul McCartney, Nashville, because people bought tickets through AXS and then went on third-party sites and said, I'll sell my ticket to Paul in Nashville on Ticketmaster. And voila, now you go on Ticketmaster or whatever and see Paul McCartney, Nashville. And people like Richard bought that ticket. Now, AXS in Nashville, the Pinnacle's saying, no, you can't get in with that. That's bullshit. That is bullshit and should not be happening. That is a major problem that has to get fixed right now to help those people that bought tickets, because that is a big time problem. And Paul's people, if I'm on your radar, please fix this, please. Just one concerned fan looking out for other people. You got people that paid good money to go to that show in Nashville, which is going to be the highlight of this tour in North America, is going to be that show at the Pinnacle. Absolutely. People are booking plane tickets, hotels, flights to go to this show, and they bought them. And now you, the venue, are going, we're not honoring them. BS. Fix that. Fix that, because a lot of people are in the same position that Richard is, and that is a big-time problem between Ticketmaster and AXS or whoever. You should have disclosed that on the day the tickets went on sale in July. AXS we're only accepting tickets bought through this. And now you're going to allow them to go pop up on other third-party sites? Big time wrong. Big time wrong. And I wasn't even affected by this, but my blood is boiling about it. We had our own issue, which I'm not going to get into, but it's been solved with AXS, and thank God we're okay. It wasn't about that, but we had another issue that we worked on, and we're all good now. But for the people that this is like Richard, this is wrong. This is big time wrong. So I'm pleading with you, somebody out there, please talk to each other and honor those tickets for those people that bought that. My blood is boiling now. All right. Richard and anybody else out there, do keep me posted on what's going on with that. And let me know as you guys kind of fight through the process with all that stuff. Yes, Dad. Solo acoustic guitar for Jim Croce. I agree. All right. I think it's time for trivia now. We're going to pivot to trivia. All right. We're going Trivial Pursuit. First question. It could be Beatles. It could be solo. I did not have time to script them or pull them up. So we're just going to go. We're going to go random categories like we did back in the day. We'll keep them solo based. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Question number 1. We'll do 10 or 15 of these. What sound effect is heard 7 times towards the end of Paul's song, "Oh Woman, Oh Why"? And if somebody out there could keep score, I would appreciate it. If not, I will do it myself. Move this, move this, move this. Okay. I will keep score here at home. A gun. Very good. Beatle boy. Beatle boy on the board with a gun, with a gunshot. Very good. Gunshots. Yes. Yes, indeedy. Okay. Okay. We're just talking about the Who. Here's a Who-related question, which ties in with the Beatle. What film stars Roger Daltrey as the composer Franz Liszt and features Ringo Starr as the Pope? What film? What film has Roger Daltrey and Ringo Starr both in it from the 1970s? Ah, very good. Beatley Tone. Tone's on the board with a point. Okay. And if just to a disclaimer, if you do win today, you will be added to the Two Legs Discord. If you already won and you're in there, then you just won. Yes, you all got listed. Poltergeist. Are you winding me up? Yes, Matt, you were right too. First answer always wins. First answer. Okay. Parts of what 2 songs on Band on the Run are woven into Picasso's last words? Parts of what 2 songs on Paul's Band on the Run album are woven into Picasso's last words? 2 songs. What are they? This is going to be the easy Sunday edition. Let's see what we got here. Tony's got 2. Tone, 2. Very good, sir. Nope, it was Mrs. Vanderbilt and Jet. Okay. Speaking of Power of the People and Sometime in New York City stuff. What song on the live jam disc from Sometime in New York City was previously sung by John at the Cavern Club? What song on the live jam on Sometime in New York City was previously sung by John at the Cavern? David Jackson. David's on the board. All right. Sorry, Tone. David beat you to the punch on that one. Okay. Baby, please don't go. Yes, indeedy. Baby, please. Yeah, baby got back? No. Okay. What was the early working title for George's Living in the Material World album? Working title. The working title for Living in the Material World. I might have asked this one before. I can't remember. Hmm. Ooh. There we go. Holly Socks 523. The magic is here again. You, sir, or madam, are on the board. Holly Socks has won. Very good. Oh boy. Lordy. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Who served as the producer of the album Ringo? Self-titled. Holy Socks. I'm going too fast. Sound familiar? Yes, indeed. Richard Perry is correct. And Susan is on the board. Nice to see you back on the scoreboard there, Susan. No. All right. Okay. Who sang backing vocals with John on the song Oh My Love from the Imagine album? I did not know this. She's back, gang. She is back on the board. Oh, wait a minute, David. No, David. Sorry. Susan comes up first. It says Susan Gagney, Perry, David Jackson, Richard Perry. Go scroll back at the comments. You'll see. James Byers, correct. James, you're on the board. Phil Spector is the correct answer. Very good. Nope. Okay. Okay. What Larry Williams song did John record for his rock and roll album? What Larry Williams song did John record for his album Rock and Roll? Probably both, Tone. Nope. Boney Maroney. James, you are on the board with 2. Boney Maroney. Ralph. Love the spelling. Boney Maroney. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, let's go back to some Beatles, shall we? Let's do some Beatle questions, because some of these solo questions are like miserables. They're not that good. Okay, well, this is a good one. Beatles question. Who designed the poster that comes with the White Album? Who designed the poster that comes with the White Album? Who designed the poster that comes with the White Album? We'll take it for Beatles on the way out here. Yes, Susan. Richard Hamilton is the correct answer. Yes, indeed. Minimalist for the cover. Yep. Okay. All right. What was the last song recorded for the Let It Be album? Last song. What was the last song recorded? Ooh, John, you're on the board. John A with 1. So far, it's Tone and James with 2 points, and Tone, Susan, and James with 2 points each. I, Me, Mine was the last song recorded. Owen's here? I have not seen him yet. Okay. All right. Okay. Here's one that'll make you think. I think it's a pretty easy one. What 3 Beatle albums do not bear the group's name on the front cover? What 3 Beatle albums do not have their group's name on the album cover at all? All got to be in one comment now. Remember now, those rules apply. Owen! Owen's on the board. Owen, I think that's your first time. All right. Get you into the Discord, my man, if you win. Very good. Very good. All right. Staying with Beatles. Okay. Nope. Okay. What is the first Beatles song heard on the Love soundtrack? What's the first Beatles song you hear when you put that on? Holy Socks is right, because you've got 2. All right. Nope, it is because. You can't remember? Come on, James. Gick Nuss. That's later. That's later. The correct answer is because. Holy Socks. Close. That's later. Later. You might be. You might be, buddy. 5 or so more questions, and we're gonna call it a live stream for our Sunday. All right. 5 more questions. No, I played it a few months back. It was a good listen. What the hell am I hearing? Okay. Oh. I know. I asked that one once previously. Okay. What 1968 Beatles single topped the charts in the UK, but not in the US? Was not a US number 1. I did not realize this. A 1968 UK number 1, but not a US number 1. No. David Jackson on the board. Well, actually not on the board. No. You've got 2. You've got 2 now. 68. Very good. I did not realize that. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Okay. I think this is an easy one. Sgt. Pepper era question. What George Harrison song was recorded for Sgt. Pepper, but rejected by George Martin to come out later? Ooh, Beatley Tone snuck in there. Oh, Tony, You old devil, you got right in there. Right. You beat David by probably this much. Ooh, close, close, close. Mike, you all got it. Susan got it. Nope. Only a northern song. Only a northern song. Gotta be quick. All right, 4 more. Okay. 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 Another easy one, I think. What Beatles B-side single was recorded in Bombay, India, and also in London? What Beatles single B-side? Oh, he is on fire, ladies and gents. He is on fire. Whoosh. Cool you off, man. On fire. Okay. The Inner Light. Owner Light? No, Inner Light. Okay. Okay. What song was originally planned by Capitol as the A side to the Beatles single Yesterday? He is. What song was originally planned by Capitol as the A side to the Beatles single Yesterday? According to this might be a myth. Oh, you got it. Act Naturally. Holy Socks. You got 3. You're in. All right. 3 more. Okay. Act Naturally was the correct answer. Okay. US based related question here, okay? Act Naturally, yeah. That's what the card says. Yeah. Again, it might be wrong. This is an outdated game now, so who knows? I find that hard to believe myself. Act Naturally is the A side and Yesterday is the B side. Yes. Tone's got 4. Holly Socks has 3. Everybody else has 2. Okay. Songs from the British UK Help were spread over 4 1965 and 1966 Capitol Beatle albums. Name them. It's 4. Always, okay? This is a tough one. Think about the British Help, and then what songs from them were on 4. Think about Help, okay? Think about the UK Help. Now think about the American albums. They appear on 4 different Capitol albums. Which 4 are they? Got to think about the UK track listing. You got to know your American and UK here. I might scrap this one if it's too difficult. Got to have a think first. Yeah. I think we have it. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, Susan got it. So it's the Capitol Help, Beatles 6, Yesterday, Today, and Rubber Soul. That is the correct answer. Well done, Susan. 3 points. 2 more. 2 more. We'll do 1 solo and 1 Beatle. Try to find a decent Macca one here. Somebody's. I am very excited to hear the Lamb reissue. Nice to see that 4 out of the 5 members of Genesis got together. Phil, of course, is not well enough to travel, but nice to see, Tony, Peter, Mike, and Steve Hackett all kind of getting together for that. Really awesome. Another box set to look forward to. Stick to my own channel on that one, and I'm sure we'll have a review of that too. Oh, and if you'd like to come on and talk about it, love to have you. All right, one more Beatles and one more solo. Okay. Of course, Phil would have been there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here's an easy Beatle one for you. Okay. What three number one songs? I'm sorry. Yes, we'll talk off air. What three songs on Magical Mystery Tour were number one hits in America? There you go. Sorry, I was distracted by Ellen. What three songs on Magical Mystery Tour were number one hits here in America? David. David's in. Beat Tone that time. So David's at 3, Susan's at 3, Holy Socks is at 3, Tone is at 4. All right. So this is a chance for David to tie Tone or for Tone to win it outright. Okay. David, if you win it, you'll be in. I think you might already be in our Discord, though. I'm not sure. Oh, so he's selling. Okay. So I didn't realize what you were doing here. You were offering tickets. Okay. So M. Burley is offering tickets to the Minneapolis show. Okay. No fee, 2 tickets, no fees. So I guess you're going to have to put contact info if you're looking to sell them, M. Burley, an email address or something. I don't know how. He's offering tickets to Minneapolis if anybody wants to go, or you're going to have to, or if you wanted to if you want to send it to me, I could put it in the chat. You're going to have to put some contact info if you want people to, negotiate with you. But I hope you sell them. All right, I got to find one here now. Last one here for the day. Okay, last one. Gotta find it. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here we go. What song did Paul McCartney arrange for Ringo's first solo album, Sentimental Journey? That'll be our final question. What song did Paul McCartney arrange on Sentimental Journey for Ringo? Ooh, Rocco. Oh, Rocco comes out of nowhere. Well, Susan got it right behind it. Right, everybody came flying in. Wow. Nope. The answer is Stardust. Well, that's going to wrap it. Tone wins Sunday Trivia this week with 4 correct answers. David Jackson comes up right behind with 3. Holly Sox comes up with 3. Susan Gagnon, back playing on Sunday. She got 3. James had 2. Owen had 1. John A. had 1. And Rocco had 1. And Beetle Boy had 1. So there is your point breakdown. So, Tone, you win. You win this week. You certainly do. Tone wins the Sunday live trivia here with the Sunday family. So, going to wind down now. Going to wrap it up. Give it to whoever came up next who's not on Discord. Okay. Well, that would be, Susan's on Discord. That would either be David Jackson. David, if you're not in Discord, do let me know and I'll send you the link, but I think you are. If not, I think you are, but if not, it would be Holy Socks. If it's Holy Socks, send me an email at twolegspodcast@gmail.com and we'll sort you out and drop you into the chat, into the Discord, where we kind of, it's hot and cold because everybody's lives are busy and stuff, but we do geek out on there time to time. You're not on. Okay, David, send me an email at the 2 Legs and I will drop you the link. Download that app on your mobile phone and I'll send you the instructions on how you can join us. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Good fun to do this again. Next time I do this, it might be on the road. Um, Prepared, of course. Won't be live again for a while, unless it's doing the recaps, okay? Um, which I'll be doing from the shows. Next time you see me, we'll be on the road. First show I'm going to is Vegas with my partner Tom and also Joan, and also a lot of our Two Legs family, Ted, Dane. We've got a lot of the Two Legs fam that are going to be in Vegas. So, um, yeah, exactly. It's just fun. It's just for fun. That's what we do here. No harm, no foul, just a little fun, a little trivia with all you great people out there who support our show here on Two Legs, on Hands Across the Water, and also on my own channel, Backwards Traveler, to do all the other stuff. So again, the channel link for my own channel is in the description below. So please sub if you're into other stuff outside of the Beatles, delivering content on there. Yes, I'm going to be doing live recaps and all that good stuff. Sound checks, interviews, tour diaries, the whole nine. So that's going to be my October. So I think we'll have one final two-leg show dropping, I think, at the end of September. And then that's it. Then we're on the road in October, buddy. So I'm looking forward to it. Please stay tuned to all our socials for everything. We'll let you know when we're going live. And yes, thank you. Thank you. I can't thank everybody today, but you all know who you are. Great to talk everything today. Beatles and solo, power to the people. A lot of great discussion on that. And a million thanks to Simon Hilton and Sean for sending me a copy of this. We'll have more of a detailed breakdown with Kyle and Tone on Hands Across the Water. But I'm so pleased to be, share this community with everybody and, geek out over everything that we all share. And that's the music of the Beatles and solo and all of it. So thank you all for being here this Sunday for the Sunday Fam chat. You're all here as usual. Great show with all you guys here, which I could not do without you. And again, Pinnacle, AXS, Ticketmaster, help those people out, man, because that's going to be a problem. And that's a special show, and it's going to be awesome. So please, thank you, Tony. Thank you, Mrs. Beatle Tone. I can't start thanking everybody, but yeah, please like and subscribe us, like and subscribe Hands, like and subscribe to Backwards Traveler. We're all there. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody, or your Sunday evening. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the music, and always be safe. All right. God bless you all. And I'll see you next time on the road. Talk to you. Take care. Bye-bye.